Hey everyone, Skull902 here. This is Sonic Chaos Part 3, and I should have probably explained before, like I said that this was the Master System version, but most people would probably remember this as a Game Gear game. Well, you see, this is the European version, if I'm not mistaken, of Sonic Chaos right here, and like the reason why it's Master System over there and presumably in Brazil, probably in Brazil. The Master System was really popular over there too. Sega in general actually was really popular in Brazil. But anyway, the reason why it's on Master System in Europe and uh, probably not Japan and definitely not North America was because like the Master System was, again, just like I explained for Brazil, just really popular over in Europe because I don't know what exactly uh, Sega did or anything like that, but, well, I know that the system, whoever was maybe like releasing it or making it over there, whoever, uh, it was much cheaper than its competitors. So basically, like in the 8-bit era in Europe, it was pretty much like you had a Sega Master System for a console, either that or you had one of the like computers over there. Like the NES was not very popular over in Europe. In fact, uh, I was actually amazed because like all the British magazines had like their top 20 list of the most popular games sold in a particular month or something, and only twice did an NES game ever appear on that list. And those two games were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Super Mario Bros. 3. But like the NES was so expensive over there and in Brazil as well, that just like nobody bought it, and Nintendo didn't really have a European presence until the Super Nintendo, which I find kind of interesting, you know, because like like gaming in the '80s is so synonymous with Nintendo over here, and look at this fucking hardest boss of all time. I have to take a break from what I'm saying because this is just so fucking difficult right here. I absolutely have no idea how I was able to beat it. It's just the hardest boss. Look at that shit. It's just so goddamn hard. Look at that. That was so fucking difficult, ladies and gentlemen. No, that boss is really fucking easy. Got my fucking quintillionth continue over here. But yeah. Anyway, back on to what I was saying as we reach Aqua Planet Zone. It was just like, in Japan and North America, gaming in the 80s, like I said, Nintendo, it was just dominant over in those regions, but in PAL countries, it was all Sega and the like computers of the time. Like the Commodore 64 and other such things that I don't quite remember. You'd have to ask someone who's actually educated in this department, like Guru Larry or Ashens, like what the most popular ones were, but it's just kind of amazing to think about how different the scene was back then. I mean, I know it's different parts of the world, right? But it's just like the technology was the same, except, even though it was available over there, it just wasn't very popular. So that's all I wanted to say about that. This is Aqua Planet Zone, the only water level in Sonic Chaos. There's actually a water skipping mechanic, and if you look real carefully during that part where I jumped before the spring just now, you can see it kind of in motion. It's like if you're going fast enough in the water, or like say if you're in a position where you're on land but you're about to go to water, if you're going fast enough, you can skip across the water, I think, infinitely. But I'm not entirely sure about that. All I know is that like it can be skipped at least a couple times. But that's an interesting thing that they never put in another Sonic game. Just fucking weird, man. Anyway, so the water won't really bother you in this zone. I don't think I've ever needed an air bubble in Aqua Planet Zone. And like you're not in the water for very long. Like if you go on the bottom path even, like usually in Sonic water levels in the bottom path, um, like you'll need you'll be in the water a whole bunch, right? But in Sonic Chaos here, that's not really the case. You're not in the water for very long, and you know it's just kind of easy to deal with. And I don't think there's any water in Act 3 either, so you know, good stuff. But I may be proven wrong here by my own footage. I looked at it not too long ago, but you know, like I said in Knuckles and Sonic 2, I've got some really fucking terrible short-term memory. No, there's no water. Just a ring box and a nice little skip, I guess you could say. The spring part is kind of annoying, but I cut out a death here, and the reason why is because this boss, like, at first, it's really just no problem. He sends out these little penguins that you would see at points earlier in the zone, but when it comes to, like, the actual boss here, this part isn't so hard, and it's kind of like the other boss, actually, where you could just keep jumping on it, like this. But it's when he goes to phase 2, or I guess 3, if you count the little penguin throwing as like the first part. Like these missiles, it's actually surprising how like how should I say how easy you can get hit by them. So you know, and the window for you to hit them there is not very big at all. So oof, just a bunch of oof. That boss is really something. But yeah, so now I have even more continues, and that's good. This game is very generous with continues. But in any case, I'll see you for the final part in Electric Egg Zone next time. Have a good day.